Biden overhauls U.S. policy on marijuana. U.S. military surveillance in South China Sea scaled back. Hong Kong home prices could nosedive 30% through 2023. South Korean weapon exports seen surpassing China. Thailand nursery shooting killed more than 30. Nigerian oil export terminal had theft line into sea. Ukrainian beauty queen complains about sharing room with Russian rival.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It's Friday, October 7th, and here are your top stories. U.S. President Joe Biden on Thursday said there are thousands of people who have prior federal convictions for marijuana possession who may be denied employment, housing, or educational opportunities as a result. He took executive action to change U.S. policy on marijuana, pardoning all prior federal offenses of simple marijuana possession. Biden said in a statement, "My action will help relieve the collateral consequences arising from these convictions."
As president, I'll work to reform the criminal justice system, improve community policing, decriminalize marijuana, and automatically expunge prior marijuana convictions. I'm Joe Biden, and that's my commitment to you, and I approve this message.
Biden said he had directed Attorney General Merrick Garland to develop an administrative process to issue certificates of pardon to those who are eligible. The president was also urging state governors to follow suit. Biden said he was asking several federal officials to start a review process of how marijuana is scheduled or classified under federal law. Presently, it falls under the same classification as heroin and LSD, and in a higher classification than fentanyl and methamphetamine.
The South China Sea probing initiative said the number of U.S. surveillance sorties in September decreased by around half compared with August. According to Beijing-based think tank, monthly records from it show that land-based U.S. reconnaissance aircraft made 28 sorties during September, down from 46 in August. The frequency of military encounters between the U.S. and China in the South China Sea seems to have decreased in September as well.
Jinan University professor Zhang Mingliang, who specializes in South China Sea studies, said the lower frequency of U.S. sorties last month was probably due to less provocation or fewer perceived threats in the region. Zhang said the U.S. military responds after being provoked. It adjusts its frequency of activities based on its adversary's frequency of activities. Zhang said another possible reason for the reduced number of sorties could be that the U.S. has been attempting to de-escalate tensions.
After tests on several medicinal syrups that were suspected of causing 66 child deaths in the West African country Gambia, the World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said on Wednesday WHO was conducting an investigation with Indian regulators and the company that made the syrups. New Delhi-based Maiden Pharmaceuticals, the WHO issued a medical product alert on Wednesday asking regulators to remove Maiden Pharma goods from the market.
The alert covers 4 products: promethazine oral solution, coffee Maxilin baby cough syrup, Macof baby cough syrup, and Magripin cold syrup. The WHO said lab analysis confirmed unacceptable amounts of diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol, which can be toxic and lead to acute kidney injury. Maiden Pharmaceuticals manufactures medicines at its facilities in India, which it then sells domestically, as well as exporting them to countries in Asia, Africa, and Latin America.
Time on my own, I never thought I could be here. I take your blessings with your heartaches too. It's so easy and so wonderful to know it's you.
学习，一切从今天开始。FUNDAY 英语。
According to data from the Korean Institute for Industrial Economics and Trade, South Korean defense exports this year are expected to exceed the government's target of $15 billion and quite possibly reach more than $20 billion. If export contracts with Australia, Malaysia, Norway, and Saudi Arabia are finalized by the end of this year. The institute said the value of its export is expected to exceed that of China and Germany by year's end.
According to a report by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, South Korea's total weapons exports for the 2014 to 2018 period were 94% higher than the figures for the previous 5 years.
According to data collected by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, South Korea's defense export value, which ranked 8th worldwide from 2017 to 2021, increased by 177% over the past 5 years, compared with the 2012 to 2016 period. That marked the steepest increase in the world, nearly 3 times larger than the second biggest increase of 59% by France, and stood in sharp contrast to China's 31% decrease and the United Kingdom's 41% decrease in the same comparative period.
A former Thai policeman killed 34 people, including 23 children, with a knife and a gun at a daycare center in northeast Thailand on Thursday. He later shot dead his wife and child at home and turned his weapon on himself. A local official said the age range of children at the daycare center was from 2 to 5 years. Police identified the attacker as a former member of the force who was dismissed from his post last year over drug allegations, and he was facing trial on a drugs charge.
Numbers that we're hearing, Bev, 34 people died in total. 22 of those were children.
The police spokesperson said the man had been in court earlier in the day and then had gone to the daycare center to collect his child. But when he did not find his child there, he started shooting, slashing, and killing children at the Wathai Sawan daycare center. Police said the attacker's weapon was a 9mm pistol that had been obtained illegally. Thailand's police chief said the perpetrator had tried to break into the premises and had mostly used a knife in the killings.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Chief Executive Mele Kyari told a parliamentary committee late on Tuesday officials in Nigeria discovered an illegal connection line from the Forcados oil export terminals into the sea that had been operating undetected for 9 years. He said the 4-kilometer connection from the Forcados export terminal, which typically exports around 250,000 barrels per day of oil into the sea, was found during a clampdown on theft in the past 6 weeks.
Several kilometers away from the camps, the impact of crude oil spill on marine life is quite visible and extensive.
Kyari said that Africa's largest oil exporter is losing potential revenue from some 600,000 barrels per day of oil, as some is stolen, and as oil companies idle certain fields rather than feed pipelines tapped by thieves. FUNDAY News reported on September 14th that between January and July, Nigeria lost an average of 437,000 barrels of oil a day to criminal theft in the Niger Delta region. 2 days ago, the Nigerian Navy confiscated 18 million liters of stolen crude oil, 23.5 million liters of diesel, and more in the Niger Delta region.
Ukraine beauty queen Olga Vasiliv claims the organizers of the Miss Grand International 2022 have paired the Russian as her roommates for the October 25th event in Indonesia. Olga Vasiliv was on her way to Indonesia to take part in the Miss Grand International 2022 contest when she found out the news. She tagged the Instagram account of Thai TV host and the beauty show's founder Nawat Isaragrisil, saying her opinion and feelings are important.
For this year's event, promoters and organizers decided to pair Ukrainian candidate Olga Vasiliv and Russian candidate Ekaterina Atashenkova as roommates.
The media reported that netizens have also slammed pageant organizers for exploiting the war in Ukraine by housing the two representatives in the same room. Vasiliv said her main goal at the competition was to tell the world about the Ukrainian spirit, the country's beauty, and what we are enduring right now. But her enthusiasm turned into feelings of rage and pain after she read the letter from the organizers telling her to share a room with a Russian contestant.
FUNDAY News will help you sharpen your English skills and keep you informed about international current events. If you want to know more about our other programs and keep learning about the world's most important topics in English, please click the link in the description below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.